Hello, Aspire Kate Academy. Today, the Advocacy Club will be doing their first podcast. The Advocacy Club is a made-up group of 5th through 6th grade students that are interested in learning about social justice issues and helping to create change. We have Dr. Giordano, Mr. Martinez, Mary from 6th grade, Brand from 6th grade, Samantha from 5th grade, Eileen from 5th grade, and Matthew from 5th grade. Our first podcast will be on immigration. We have two guest speakers joining us today.
Our guest speakers are Ludia and Miriam. Welcome. To start, we're going to have both you introduce yourselves and share a little bit about yourself to our school community.
Hello, everyone. My name is Wadia Kamara, and I'm a second year student at UCLA, majoring in economics and international development studies. And I'm so happy to be here right now with you all. And I do share a passion for student government as well, as I'm currently involved in the student government at UCLA. So I'm really happy to be here, and I can't wait to answer all of your questions.
Hi everyone, my name is Maria Vicente and I'm currently a senior at Aspire Olin, and I'm honored to be here. Thank you for inviting me and I can't wait to answer all your questions.
Thank you for sharing a little bit about yourselves. We have some questions for each of you that we would like to hear your thoughts on. Are from Maria. Were you or your family born in another country? Did you grow up with both parents, and what was your childhood like?
So it's a funny story, kind of confusing at the same time. I was actually born in Mexico, but I grew up in Guatemala just because since when I was born in Mexico until I turned 2, my parents decided to move to the United States and they left me with my grandparents. So since my grandparents weren't born in like Mexico, stuff like that, they were born in Guatemala. So I moved with my grandparents to Guatemala. I grew up with them. Like I said before, they moved to the United States when I was 2. So I grew up with my grandparents, and my childhood was a good childhood. I'm not gonna say it wasn't. I had a lot of fun. I made a lot of friends, and I miss my parents because I didn't have like my entire family with me. But at the same time, I enjoyed it, and just an accident happened when I was 9. So that's when I decided to move with my parents.
How has being an immigrant helped you stay motivated?
Being an immigrant has motivated me a lot just because I I have seen like just my community, and I feel like being an immigrant here in the United States I want to be able to be a role model for other immigrants as well, because I feel like we don't get recognized as much, so I feel like we should. So I feel like being an immigrant, that's the one thing that motivates me a lot is my background and all immigrant kids that are in the United States to keep myself improving. And I feel like I couldn't have done that without their stories and everything like that.
Hi, Maria. The next question asks, how was it going to school or being in a space with people who had different experiences than yours?
My experience being at school, it was hard for me since I came here when I was 11, and I got bullied a lot because the way I speak, because I couldn't speak English that well. I used to get called for non-speaking English, or oh look, it's la niña que no habla inglés. So, and that actually hurt me. Like I would come home crying, but that actually motivated me a lot. That that kind of like told me to improve myself and keep on trying and not to like give up on myself. Because since my mom, like my mom always say, everything is possible if you make goals and improve yourself instead of like giving up. and listen to other people. So that's what I did. I kept on asking questions, talking to peers, trying to understand every single teacher, trying to go to office hours or stay after school to ask for help in case I didn't understand anything. So yeah, it was really hard for me, but I have improved a lot in myself, and I think I'm proud of it.
Thank you, Maria. And the next question asks, what advice would you give for those that are struggling to obtain their citizenship?
In advice, I actually went to court so many times. I skipped school so many times. It was really stressful. It was unbelievable. I had to balance activities, school, and stress because of court. Because I'll even think about going when I was in school. I would think about, oh, what would happen if they reject my case? Because I had a case before, and I always be like, oh, what will be my fault if I get deported with my family, or that will always be on my head. And something I always cry about. I'll ask to when I overthink, I would ask to go to the restroom and cry because I couldn't handle it a lot. So it was the amount of stress, and my only advice is to not give up and keep on trying until the last thing you do, I guess, because in the end you will uh you will succeed. And I feel like now in my case, I won my case, and I'm getting a citizenship very soon. So I guess the thing is not to give up and keep on trying until, because in the end it's gonna pay off. So just keep on trying. Mhm.
Thank you, Maria, for sharing your experience and thoughts.
Lydia, we have some similar questions and different questions for you. Were you or your family born in another country? What was your childhood like?
Hi. So for me, I was born in Rhode Island, Providence, Rhode Island, actually in the United States. But I only grew up there till I was two, I believe, and I moved with my parents to Sierra Leone, West Africa, because my mom was born in Sierra Leone and my dad was born in Guinea. So, and they weren't citizens of the United States, so I could not, couldn't live here, so they could not raise me up here. So I grew up in Sierra Leone with them, where I lived until I was 16. Then I moved back to California in 2017. So for me, when people usually ask me, where are you from? I'm always motivated to say I'm from Sierra Leone, because that's where I know as a home. That's where I grew up. That's the culture that for the most part, I grew up with both parents, but my mom was the most paramount figure in the home. And since my parents were like older people, with my dad significantly older than my mom, they were both like unemployed, and most of like our financial income there wasn't like a stable source of financial income, and most of our aid came from like families who lived abroad, so immigrant family members who we have lived abroad, who worked to make sure that families that are back in Africa could like provide for themselves and things like that. But I would say, so my childhood was kind of surrounded around those types of challenges, but despite all of that, we were happy. My mom made sure of that, like whether it was like going the little things like eating together, the fun meals, or just like going to school, motivating us to go to schools, because my mom has like all four girls. And so I would say, even though there were like a lot of like challenges and struggles growing up in Sierra Leone, but it was fun. It was those are like my happy memories, and because it was full with like so much love and hope for that better times in the future.
What was the hardest thing you or your family had to face when coming to the United States?
So when I came back to the United States in 2017 as a teenager, It was very difficult to leave here without my parents. I haven't been with my parents since I came here. I lived with some relative family relations, and it was good. Like they volunteered to like take care of my sister and I, but it was very much difficult to just like be introduced to a new society, a new setting without familiar adults that I have been used to. And when I came here, it was during 11th grade, so that's the time you're trying to like look more into colleges, applications, and I was just like the new kid in school who didn't know exactly what was going to happen. What am I supposed to be doing? I had to like make sure I was completing all the UC requirements in 2 years, which other students had like 4 years to do. So it was very overwhelming to like get acclimated to all that new setting, the academics, thinking about, oh, am I supposed to be taking the SAT, the ACTs, or AP exams to get into college? Well, I did get into college, but it was a very challenging time for me just to like go through all of that without my parents being here, and it's just having to just struggle with like, oh, I can do this, but there's just like so much going around, and I just have 2 years to make it come true because my main goal of coming here was to like gain higher, better education.
How have you felt about different political conflicts as it pertains to immigration? How have people in power impact your everyday life?
Well, in terms of like immigration in the United States, over the past 4 years during the Trump presidency, there has been like a lot of like hate promoted towards like people who immigrate to the United States, and that's something that I do not support. So that was kind of like very disheartening, just because like I have a lot of family members who immigrated to the United States who have what they have right now because like they thought about seeking a better opportunity in this country. So promoting that idea of that these are people who just come here to just do harm to American citizens and things like that, I thought it was pretty harmful because I wake up every day and I see my uncle coming back from work like whatever amount of hours, like he does like a lot of hours shifts as a nurse, and everything that he does, and all my family members just trying to like work hard to make it happen. And I don't think those people are people who are here to like cause harm. And I have friends too who are family members who are immigrants as well. So I do think that's a very harmful promotion of immigrants. Obviously immigrants are not bad people, and I would say in terms of like so those are kind of the negative impacts. And for me as a Black Muslim woman, the past presidency had like a lot of issues towards like the Muslim ban, the extreme push against like women abortion rights and things like that. And for me, it did not sit right with me, just like going through those times and thinking, oh my God, how is this going to affect me? Or how is this going to affect people who look like me and all of that? And just having to like process all of that. But I would say there's been like good things that have come out of like good political leadership that we have, especially in terms of like women leaders around the world. I don't know if you all are familiar with this, but right now due to COVID, there's like not all the countries in the world are experiencing COVID-19 as we are. Some are recovering like very fast from it. And it's been proven that most of the countries that are recovering from COVID-19 are countries that are led by women. So for me, that's very inspiring. I'm just like, is there a coincidence? Is it because they're women? Maybe we're going to find out later. There's going to be a lot of history books or, sociological theories or political theories to talk about that. And come just to like to be make it more familiar, talking about Michelle Obama, like that she's ghost to me. And even though she was a first lady, I see her as like a political leader. She did so much in her role and demonstrated how much like a Black girl can be in this American society. And then we have Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. She's such a vibrant woman. She continues to inspire me to look into politics and make sure that transparency and politics are not things that should contradict each other. And now we also have like Vice President Kamala Harris as well. I think it's just like a lot of good that's happening coming from the last 4 years that we had. So I would say today I'm hopeful. Like maybe last year it was kind of like very sad and gloomy, but I'm hopeful with all the female women leadership that I'm seeing in the world.
Thank you. And the next question asks, how was it going to college or college like UCLA or other spaces with people who have a different experience than the one that you had growing up?
First, it was scary in the sense that it's unfamiliar, right? But at the same time, it was enlightening. Before college, you get this idea of just like living in a bubble, living in spaces where it's either you're always like with people who look like you or people who share the same values as you. But when you go to college, it's a diverse set of people. This it's like I guess it's a mimic of what the actual world is supposed to look like. There's a lot of people, international students, people with different diverse cultures, and because of that, I think I've grown to appreciate myself more and know how unique my perspectives are and how I can put them into situations or places where I get to like talk with fellow students and all of that and listen to their perspectives as well. So I've not only been able to like demonstrate what I have to offer, but also provide that space where I get to learn from other people. There's just like there's so many opportunities to learn from people and the classes we take. So I would definitely say it's been both a very scary point in my life, but also like a very point of opportunity. And I wouldn't want to be anywhere else right now. I love being here.
As more people as as more people want to come to this country, what do you feel could be done to give more people resources and opportunities to come? Sorry.
No, thank you, Eileen, for the question. Um, I would say easier access to green cards because people I know there's a lot of people who have like worked like all their life in the United States in hopes of just like opening that email one day or getting that notification that oh you're finally a United States citizen, and there's like so much that they cannot do because of that. And also I would say more opportunities for when people come over here so that they can have that without having to be a US citizen. For example, now that I'm in college, I see a lot of opportunities that we have to apply for, like internship opportunities, job opportunities that would say, oh, you have to be a US citizen. So because of that, friends that I know that are very brilliant and intelligent people can apply to those positions, you know? And I feel like if things like that are instituted in place to make sure that people who come here and who want to work harder, who want to like aspire to be whatever they want to be in life that could better benefit society should be given opportunities to do so, like in terms of like educational resources, healthcare resources, legalization, and everything else that could make it happen.
Thank you for sharing your experiences and thoughts as well. We appreciate both of you for being here today.
Thank you, Aspire Kid Academy, for tuning in and listening to our first podcast. We hope you learned something new and enjoyed it.